I really want to address this video to all my friends and followers here. You know, I hope and pray to deliver the most powerful testimonies on earth that's available to us. That's why this one here, it is the most mind-boggling, the most unbelievable, the most unthinkable, the most wackiest, the wildest testimony, the unimaginable events that took place and what really happened here, the real truth, down to earth, and honesty is the best policy, and creating a reputation by word of mouth. Please listen to this information. Please feel it. I want you to feel it. I want you to follow every single thing with your feeling. I want you to feel the truth. Please close your eyes and imagine that you're going through this yourself. I want you to put yourself in my shoes as if you're me and you're going through this genuine experience yourself. I want you to feel the truth, and I want you to imagine you're in my shoes, and I want you to feel this and imagine what you would be going through when you go through this, and how you would feel if it was you. How would you feel if this happened to you? How would this feel if these things and these events happen to you? Imagine you're me following my footsteps and these events happen to you. First of all, I die in 2012 and go for a transformation I can't even begin to explain. I sit down and I get told by 6.5 hours from two top people and two top bowlers in the whole world in a secret meeting that I'm one of a kind in every study done for 34 years in DNA. I'm one of a kind and the only human being on earth that can do a lot of things that no one else can. Just imagine, how would you feel if you were told this by the biggest think tank in the world with a 34-year study, 50 meters of documents about yourself, DNA studies and divine intervention with miracles listed in hospital, and bringing someone back to life with peer reports, CCTV, and the most powerful permanent in 2003, the one and only, worldwide #1 for 8 months. Imagine if you're told these things and you're the biggest mastermind in the gatekeeper report by the biggest think tank in the world from the Star Chamber Korea. Imagine that you are being told this. You imagine you're in my shoes. How do you think you would feel if you were told something like this? Could you even begin to imagine what it would feel like? I promise you, the mind has no idea how to accept something like this. You have to be in my shoes to really know what it really genuinely feels like to be told something like this. The next day, I wake up feeling fantastic. I felt a relationship. I felt love pouring all over me in ways I cannot explain. A divine intervention takes place with an orb of light that comes in my bedroom in Perth Hospital, Perth Detention Centre. And miracles happens in that day, fully recorded. That day was my grandson's birthday, the 27th of February 2016. After the 26th of February, when I was at the hospital with a 16-hour meeting, the next day, a divine intervention takes place. I cannot explain in any other way than I can, in a way you'd really understand. But imagine what you feel in an event like this. You're told to write 3 official letters to government, border security and immigration, and you're told to write this on the documents. You're going to be unlawfully deported. You're going to be sent back to Denmark, right? You're going to be deported unlawfully. You write in the 3 official letters on this day that if you get deported unlawfully, God will send you through the toughest facial recognition system in the world, border security, Interpol, the most sophisticated security system in the world. He will send you back in a glitch, and they will not be able to stop you coming back. And you write this on 3 official letters to border security, immigration, and the governments. You just do what you're told. This is what I'm told. And you need to listen to me carefully. At 5 years old, I told my mum about the worst moment in her life in 1945 in World War II, 15 years before I was born, but I didn't know. I said, Mum, where were we? What happened? She said, what are you talking about? Mum, I keep getting this nightmare. It's haunting me. It's haunting me. It's haunting me. And I was getting a nightmare all the time. I was getting this dream non-stop. Like the boogeyman, like the monster in the bed that scares the living shit out of you. I was getting this nightmare. And I'm sitting in my mum's arms in the cellar. And we're looking at a little window and there's bombs outside. And I'm shit scared. I'm terrified. And Mum's terrified. And I said to Mum, where were we? What happened? And my mum said I was crazy. I was dreaming, right? And I could feel, as an innocent child at 5 years old, I could feel it was something she couldn't deal with. And I didn't know any better. I was just a child at 5 years old. I didn't know any better. I was just a 5-year-old child. I was just a 5-year-old child. But my mum never told me the truth about this moment, okay? And I never knew. I asked her, Mum, where were we? What happened? And she refused to tell me. But it was a nightmare that was haunting me. It was a nightmare that was haunting me. And I remember that moment to this very day as if it happened yesterday. It's fresh in my memory and has been my whole life. Never ever lost that memory for a reason. Now, my mother never told me for 50 years. My brother, Jan, died in a bus accident, Kempsey bus accident, where 36 people died and 20 people died in this bus. He flatlined after 3.5 weeks coma, and in 10 days, he was in a ward next door under Dr. Wright, the first heart and lung transplant surgeon in the world, with Queensland Mental Health headquarters in the same hospital, PO Hospital. Now, he was the first heart and lung transplant surgeon in the world. He believed in miracles and told us to stay with my brother who was in a coma, but he didn't believe in life after life, nor did the psychiatrist. When my brother flatlined and came back, he was in a ward next door. For the next 10 days, he said goodbye to 90 people that died in this bus. That was confirmed by the 2 people, Dr. Wright and the psychiatrist who was there monitoring him every day. They were there in these massive events where divine intervention took place. They were there. They wrote an article in Brisbane Courier Mail with a bill of right. My brother had no mental disorders at all. A clear bill from the mental health. They were there in this divine interventions. My brother had no memory of the accident. His wife died as well. And 19 people came to say goodbye to him. When the 18th person came back, after the 18th person, Dr. Wright and the psychiatrist walked up when we were there, and they said they just confirmed that every 18 people that he said goodbye to was the first name of every person that died on that bus, and he didn't remember the accident, and he didn't know any of them. But every name matched up. The first name of every person that died on the bus except for the driver, with only Kathy to go. And right there in that moment, it was like an orb of light came in and a divine intervention took place, and we all felt it like a real big shiver in our spine. And Kathy came to say goodbye to Ian on the 27th of January 1990. Do not forget that day. The accident was the 22nd of December 1989, the Kempsey buzzing that stopped Australia. One of the biggest road accidents that stopped Australia, one of the biggest events known in Australian history. Kathy said the driver went in the abyss and she was the only one that made it, where everything was perfect. And the other 18 people were lost and getting one more final opportunity. This is what Kathy said, written in the paper, in a miracle by Dr. Wright and by the head psychiatrist, in a big, massive miracle in the paper. My brother was really close to me and didn't talk to me for 27 years. We lost the relationship. The father said to me on this day, when I wrote the official documents and being unlawfully deported, he said, son, This is for you, because nobody will believe in you, son. They will all throw stones at you, and I'm going to develop the most powerful confirmation with border security and immigration with the AI world, and it's going to be the most powerful confirmation on earth that I do exist, son. I'm going to send you through 6 international events, and you're to write those documents. I'm going to send you through border security in the biggest security system in the world in a glitch, son, and it'll become the most powerful confirmation on earth, son. Okay? And I will send you back to see your mother and your brother for you, son. This is for you, because everybody will throw stones at you, but son, you are the one and only in the Bible. In every biblical sign, you're the one and only on every declaration, every document made. You are the one. You're the only one that's right and everyone's wrong. You will teach the resurrection of humanity, and you will protect the elect with the book Freedom by Jim McGivers, right? By 16,000 of scholars, the Holy Grail of Life, and we're not be the program, the Holy Breath of Life. You will teach the resurrection humanity. Son, it was your DNA found in 2008. You were the first person. Jeremy Givers found the last human being born on earth that can do what Christ can and more. And son, it was your DNA, and you're that person on every declaration made. You were the one they found in 2008 that can do everything Christ can and more, that found the cure of the human condition that's going to save humanity with a self-preservation made for life, son. You are the only one. In that DNA, you're the first one they found with DNA studies in 2008. And now you know, son, you know you're the only one. You are the only one of a kind. You are the one and only. No one will believe in you. So I'm doing this for you, son. I'm going to create the most powerful confirmation on earth, most powerful evidence on earth ever developed that I do exist with evidence. And I'm going to do this for you, son, so no one can throw stones at you, so that you know, son, so you know yourself. I'm going to send you home to see your mother and your brother, because your brother's not spoken to you for 27 years. And you're going to find out why. Your mother lied to you about the dream for 50 years. She's never told you the truth. You still think it's a dream, it's in your mind, as if it happened yesterday to this very day. And you've always asked her, Mum, where we what happened, but you don't know. She never told you the truth. When you go home to see your mother and your brother, there's going to be a divine intervention takes place, where they're going to be struck in such a way they're going to tell you the truth. And when they tell you the truth, it's going to shock you, son. But you will now know that no one in the world can deceive you, son. No matter what they say, no matter what they think, because you're going to feel it, son, in ways that nobody else ever has in human history. That I developed you like this from the day you were born. You were chosen from the day you were born, son, and you will know, because you don't believe. You still don't believe. So I will create the most divine intervention, the most divine power to prove to you, son, that I chose you from the day you were born, and it's going to shock you. Okay, it's going to be shocking, but you're going to know. You're going to know, son, without any doubt. No doubt at all. You, son, will know without any doubt yourself. I write the 3 official letters. I get unlawfully deported to Denmark. I get a 6-page warning letter and a 2-hour interview. I cannot travel on facial recognition. I'm registered by Interpol at the highest level. I'm under investigation worldwide for any other federal offences. I cannot move from Denmark for 99 years until further notice. On documents, I show my mother. I said to my mum, remember, mum, I'm going to come back through. No matter what they say, mum, I'm going to come back home. God said I'll come back. I will come back, mother, no matter what they say. I go through 6 international events. I go back into Brisbane. I go back through Brisbane security system. Right? I go back in 6 international events. I go back to Brisbane to my mum. I wrote the documents on my grandson's birthday, 27. I'm born the 27th September 1960, and represents the Holy Spirit, Divine Light, Book of Revelation 27, Scars for Justice, Metal Rat, the King of All Kings, 1960. It's not my fault. I'm selected like this. The posthumous states declared my birthday 27 September 1999. Born in Revelation. I'm the last human being born on earth that can do what Christ can and more. On that right date, I am the one and only. With that study done. New Year climate clock end date, 7-year countdown, 2/20/2/27, will run to the 27th of September with the most important number of places in society. Go look on the achievement of YouTube. 2,000 years when Christ was baptized by John, 27 December 27. In the middle of 7, you'll see 2 moons, and you'll see a supernova. Daniel 9:27, in the middle of 7, Jacob's trouble. The same day, supernova, Jacob's star, and 144,000 of lights come from heaven to earth. 4 days later, 2 moons. 3 prophecies land on the right last year. 2 of them on my date of birth. Daniel 9:27, in the middle of 7, Jacob's trouble. Okay, supernova, Jacob's star, the same day. 2 powerful prophecies. Jacob's star, Jacob's trouble, middle of 7. 9/27, September 27. It's not my fault. I don't know what to do about this. It's the way it is. It's the way I'm told. So I go through 6.5 things, I go home. At the Brisbane International Airport, the JP says, what are you coming to Australia for? I said, I'm coming in to look at XYGTs, the old collectible Ford muscle cars. He said, oh, I'm a Ford man too. I own a red GTHO Mustang. So I get on the train platforms to go home to my mum that morning on my son's birthday, the 27th of January 2017. We were all born the 27th. It's exactly 27 years later from the day that Kathy told Yan on the 27th of January 1990 that everybody was lost and getting one more final chance, and she's the only one that made it, and said goodbye to Yan on that day, recorded in a Miracle in Hospital by Dr. Wright and Queensland Mental Health. Exactly 27 years later to the day. I'm born the 27th, my grandson's born the 27th, my son's born the 27th on these days. These powerful days. And this is how shit happens on this day. I go home to my mum that morning. I land at the airport at 6 in the morning. I'm at my mum's place about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yan, my brother, lives 400 metres up the road. I put them both on the spot. God said he's going to send me back to ask my brother why he didn't talk to me for 27 years and why my mother hasn't told me the truth about this dream for 50 years. On this very day, on this same day. All these events take place on this very day. All these events take place on this day. 27 years later, when Kathy said goodbye to Yan, to the day, my grandson's birthday was when I wrote the documents. My son's birthday's on this day with the most powerful confirmation from Border Security, right, from the JP who confirms he owns a red GTHO Mustang. A red GTHO Mustang. I'm on CCTV outside 2 minutes later, but I'm not on the camera inside. Every passenger on and off the planes in 6 international events are on the cameras, and there's not a glitch in the system. But I'm not on one camera. I'm on CCTV outside. But I'm not on the camera inside. Every passenger on the plane, on and off, is on the planes, is on the cameras, but I'm not. And there's not a single glitch in the system. Imagine what it feels like to be in my shoes knowing this. Just imagine this happens to you, right? You go home to your mum, you said, Mum, right? You say to your brother, Yan, why have you not spoken to me for 27 years to the day? Why? And then your brother goes, I remember Kim, I remember Kim, I remember Kim. I am freaking out with a shiver in my spine. I'm freaking out with a shiver in my spine. And he says he remembers as if he doesn't remember in this moment, like he had amnesia. And he wakes up and he remembers and he says, Kim, do you remember a flatline? Do you remember a flatline, Kim? I said, yeah. He said, Kim, I went to that beautiful place. I didn't want to come back It was so beautiful. I didn't want to come back. I saw Kathy, the love of my life. And Kim, I had to come back because you, Kim. 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 Imagine what that feels like. You're being told this 27 years later, and you lost the relationship with your brother. For 27 years you've been going through this. And then he tells you this. Do you know what it feels like? Do you have any idea what it feels like? No, you don't. You have no idea what that feels like. Because it's never happened to you. You wouldn't have a clue. And believe me, you can't even express what it feels like. You can't even express in any words in a way you truly understand. You have to feel it yourself. What goes through your spine and what goes through your divine intervention in that divine moment. And then you say to your mum, Mum, where were we? What happened? I still remember that moment. It happened yesterday, Mum, and God said, you must tell me. And your mum goes into shock. And she says, God exists, God exists, God exists, God exists. And I'm freaking out, man. I am freaking out with a shiver in my spine. I got pins and needles all over my body. I don't know what to expect. And then she says, Kim, you're drowned in the bathtub, clinically dead at 2 years old. And what you saw is me and my mother's arm in 1945 in World War II. It's not you, son. How could you possibly know? I thought you would come back to haunt me because I never did nothing about the person who drowned in the bathtub. I never reported it. So I thought you'd come back to haunt me. I said, Mum, I didn't know. I said to you, Mum, where were we? What happened? He was haunting me. And I still remember to this day, and you never told me. How could I possibly know? I was only a child. I was asking you, Mum. And then you said it was a freak of nature. You said I was dreaming. Boom. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Now I remember the minute my mother told me that I was dead and drowned in a bathtub at 2 years old, I remember where that dream comes from. When I died and I went on time with time sensitive life preserves, I saw into the past as if it was me and my mum's sons, but it wasn't. But I felt it. I was shit scared as if it was me in that moment. And I thought it was me. I didn't know where we were or what happened. I kept asking my mum. It was haunting me because I could feel the truth. My mum got bipolar 5 years later. I got bipolar 5 years later. She never cured. I did. I brought the cure, you mismanaged, because I have my genetic process and my genetic memory. And I was right. She lied to me. She lied to me for 50 years. She never told me the truth. And that released me from my mind to believe that I was chosen the day I was born, because I saw the future at the same time with the crossover of 2/27, the end date. I saw the future of the crossover at the same time, and my mum said I was crazy. My mum said I was dreaming. My mum said I was having visions and dreams with nightmares. My mum lied to me. When I found out that this moment was real, that's when I discovered that every other moment I saw in that moment was also real. And that freaked me out, because that's what God said. Once you realize this is real, you realize that every other vision you are giving about the future in deja vu is also real, son. What you saw in that moment and what you felt was the truth. That you're the son of Christ. You're the son of David. You're the son of Abraham. And I created from the day you're born, son, with the most powerful confirmation. And no one can lie to you, because now, son, now you understand the genetic process and why you went through a massive transformation for 3.5 years, and why you got these visions and dreams with deja vu, and why you predict the future, and why you can prevent what's going to happen. Because you know, son, you know the truth. 10 days later, I'm sitting in Brisbane Detention Centre. The head of Border Security is an atheist. He's on the phone with me. He said, Kim, you know, we spoke 2 days ago, and I'm an atheist, and you nearly had me, Kim. I nearly believed in you. But when we look for the all-seeing eye from the hub, in every international event. I know I got your letters. I know what you wrote in your letters, and you nearly had me. But now that we've checked the cameras, you're not on one camera, Kim. Every other passengers that got on off the plane, but not you, Kim. And there's not a single glitch in the system, son. So we need to know, Kim, right now, how did you get in? Imagine being in my shoes in that moment when you come through 6 international events, you wrote the 3 documents, and the head of border security tells you, Kim, we've checked on every camera, there's not a glitch in the system, every passenger's on and off the planes are on camera, and there's not a glitch in the system in any event, Kim, but you're not on one camera. We need to know, Kim, how did you really get in? Because you're not on one camera. And there's nothing wrong with the cameras. In every international event, how did you get in, Kim? Do you know what it's like to be put in that position in that event, in that moment? You haven't got a clue going through all these things. These events, right, is blowing your mind so far away. It's the most mind-boggling events. The most unbelievable, the most unthinkable, the most unimaginable events. And you're gobsmacked and speechless and you don't know what to say. You don't know how to answer this. I said to border security, I said, look, I came through the international airport security in Brisbane 10 days ago. Why did you ask the JP? He said he owns a red DDHO Mustang. He asked me what I came in for. I said, I came in to look at XY DDHOs, Ford muscle cars. He said, he owns a red DDHO Mustang. Confirm with him. Show him my photo. I haven't changed my complex. I haven't had a facial recognition, and it takes $300,000 to change your face to go for border security. I know that. You have to have 89% of your face reconstructed to get through the cameras on border security. I know that. And I've never touched myself. It's the same photos. It's me. But I walk through the events. Look, can you have a look at the train platforms outside? Can you look at the trains going to my mum's place? I guarantee you I'm on those trains on that CCTV. I promise you. It's only the international events. It's only the 6 international events, but it wouldn't be on CCTV outside and the trains and the platforms. I'll be on there. Jesus Christ, I better be. That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, my God, how to get out of this? How to respond to this? The head of border security flies up from Melbourne to Brisbane 3 days later. When someone like this comes to see you, he always comes in with 2, 3 or 4, 5 officers. He came by himself with a pastor, Sarah. You go and confirm this in March 2017 in Brisbane detention with Sarah. She's a chaplain. She had a massive divine intervention, and she said she knew I was special and very specially chosen and the only one. She said this herself. I spoke to people for 5 weeks in this detention centre. They were flabbergasted with this. Totally flabbergasted. Over the moon when they heard about these things. They talked to my mother and all my visitors and treated them very special. And they looked at me like I was something out of the blue. I don't know how to explain. But they knew I was blessed. They knew there was something about me. They all knew they could feel it in the atmosphere. They could feel it in the atmosphere. They could feel the truth. They knew something was very special about this. I'm going through the most incredible events in my life ever in history, right now in these events, feeling this. And the attention I was getting was phenomenal. The head of border security comes in with a pastor, the chaplain, Sarah, by himself. He's white as a ghost. He's gobsmacked and speechless. He's barely got a word to say. He sits down right in front of me and he looks at me. And you know, on the phone, he's an atheist. He said, son, you nearly had me believing you, but I'm an atheist and you're not on one camera. You know how they behave? with their authoritarian, controlling behavior, in their authority. He was nothing like this. He came in and quiet as a baby's bum and was completely different, and he was humble. He was really humble, down to earth and honest. He said, Kim, he said it's the most powerful confirmation on earth. I've checked, Kim. You're on CCTV on every train platform and in every place you stopped. On all of them. You're on CCTV in the trains in every place. Copenhagen, Paris, LA, and Brisbane. All of them. You're not on one camera inside. The border security, but you are outside. Do you know, Kim, we have 3 JPs that confirms and remembers your face with red hair and freckles because you're very distinct? You always stand out in the crowd, Kim, you know that. You said it yourself. The JP confirms you're in a red detailing Mustang, Kim. You're on CCTV 1 minute outside. You're on the train platforms. You're on the train going home to your mum. Our operation is conclusive. There's no other evidence. I wrote in the documents, there is no other evidence to suggest otherwise. Your letter says it all, Kim. And the conclusion here says it all. I don't need to write anything else, Kim. It's the most powerful confirmation on earth. It's the most powerful divine intervention with border security and facial recognition we can't explain. There's no way in the world we can explain except for the evidence in hand. There's no other explanation. And I wrote on the document, Kim, it won't be suppressed. There is no other explanation. All the evidence there to back it up, Kim. Your letter says it all. Your letter says it all. He wrote down the truth and said it will not be suppressed. Anyone can borrow the document. That's what he said. He came in with Sarah with a chaplain. He was white as a ghost, he was gobsmacked and speechless, but he was humble and he told the truth. I get removed by 55 officers at 2 o'clock in the morning when the airports are shut down, with 55 officers in this camp. They usually take 2 or 3 officers to move someone to the airport during the daytime. They don't do it at night time. They all had body cams and dictaphones, 55 of them. They didn't know what was going on. They couldn't work it out. I'm led to the tarmac at the Brisbane International Airport in the back on a 747, escorted on the plane. They're outside. They have a bad gut feeling. An officer comes down and said, Kim, can you please come and talk to these guys so they won't get on the plane? They're scared. They have a bad gut feeling. I'm thinking, this is not happening, is it? Is this for real? 55 officers with body cam and dictaphones standing on the tarmac. I'm standing at the top of the staircase. And I have to give them faith to get on the plane. And they only believed in me at the time. They had to perform their duty, and they got a bad gut feeling, and then I could remove it, and they got on the plane. Happy as Larry. Do you know what that feels like? Do you know what that feels like to go through these events? You have no idea. And I can tell you now, it's difficult to wrap your mind around. It's so difficult to wrap your mind around, you have no idea what it's like to be me, to go through something like this. But no one can deceive me, and I can't deceive anyone else. I'm telling you now, you watch my videos, you watch my 10 completion, you listen to what I say, you practice what I preach. We resurrect humanity with the right tools. I have the great tools of resurrection humanity. I protect the elect, and it's a fact. My DNA is a book of life. I can do in Christ and more, and I have divine interventions with power like this, and I had to go through this myself. I had to wake up from amnesia and reincarnation trap for a massive transformation that I had to go through with events like this. The most powerful confirmation and most powerful events ever known in modern history. And believe me, no one can lie to me. I cannot lie to you. 5 biblical signs lands on my date of birth with declarations right in front of your face. And it's not my fault. Your Father designed this, and your Father's in me. I am the last Christ. I come with the resurrection. I'm the Son of Christ, Son of David, Son of Abraham, with genetic memory and a genetic process. And I was designed from the day I was born. I was chosen like this, and believe me, I'm the only truth. I'm the only one designed like this. Imagine being in my shoes. Imagine going through what I'm going through. Imagine you're the only one, and 99.9% of people throw stones at you. Just imagine how the Father feels. The Father's in me. I know what He feels. He loves each and every human being on earth as if they are the only one, and it's their mentality trapped in their personality without a care factor in real life. I'm the only one that's right. I'm the only one designed like this. I am the one and only that teaches the resurrection with a crossover, to go back in the Christ image, to do every single thing that Christ can and more. In DNA, the book of life, we come with the most powerful confirmation on earth. And there's nobody else like me. Imagine being me in my shoes, what that feels like. Because all you think about is yourself. You don't think about the truth here. You don't think about the real truth that the Father's created like this. And believe me, I couldn't wrap my own mind around this. But with events like this, and divine interventions like this that you have no control of, none, zero, you're held accountable and responsible for everyone, by everyone else, yet you're not the one in control of this. The Father is. He's designed everything like this. And you're not responsible. The Father is. But everybody throws stones at you every day. Every pastor, every preacher, every Christian, every New Age, every Western does. They have no faith. They have no care. And you have to be in my shoes to know just how powerful and how bad the situation really is. You have to be in my shoes to know how much hatred and self-centered ego there really is, because nobody cares. And I was designed for this moment like this. And I come with the most powerful confirmation for 34 years in some of the biggest mastermind reports, and bringing people back to life as well. With the most powerful program in 2000, we're the one and only. And I am the one and only. In the most powerful confirmation on earth, with divine power to command nature, in the Christ image, to do what Christ can and more in every study done. Imagine being in my shoes, the only one. Imagine going through what I'm going through, because I'm the only one.